Oh, it's very gray in New York this time of year.
But it's always sunny in Central Park for some reason.
That's true. Okay, Raymond, what do you have next for us?
And welcome back to New York. It's a cloudy day in the city as we are sitting 42 floors up from the streets of Manhattan. If you haven't been to Manhattan, the best way to describe it is to take downtown San Francisco and expanding it until it covers the entire 49 square miles of San Francisco. In Neil Teplica and Dave Freeman's book, 100 Things to Do Before You Die, one of the listed events you should attend is New York's annual Halloween parade. It's been running for 35 years, and it's the country's largest public Halloween celebration. If you want to do things on a large scale, look no further than New York when it comes to Halloween. Now in its 35th year, the world-famous Halloween parade in Greenwich Village draws 60,000 costume participants, 2 million spectators, and a worldwide television audience. When the parade in its 8th year surpassed the 100,000 spectator mark and was deemed too large to continue, Jeanne Fleming stepped in and took the bull by the horns.
I called Ralph and I said, this is too wonderful. It can't be allowed to die. I said, I'll come and I'll help you, I'll work with you. And so when I got involved in the parade, what I did was I brought in the police, I brought in all the neighborhood associations, the communities, the schools, and I got everybody involved in it. And so we were able to make arrangements where, for example, cars were no longer on the parade route. When I got involved, there were about 30,000 people all together. People coming to the parade and people in the parade. So it was very small. Tonight we'll see over 60,000 marchers and 2 million in the audience.
As an open forum for visual and performing artists, the Halloween parade healed the soul of New York in the recovery from the tragic events of September 11, 2001.
That year was a terrible year. We didn't know if the parade was even going to happen that year. Because we were the first major event that happened after 9/11, and you could still see the fires burning at the end of the street. And we waited, really. We were making something else, and we decided that what we would do is make a baby phoenix. We would make this phoenix and show that New York would rise out of the ashes. You could hear a pin drop when we began that parade. It was so quiet. People were just dumbstruck. And as we walked along the route, and as people began to feel freer, and as people's spirits started lightening up, more noise came, more laughter came. People began to really be together again, and it was just beautiful. And that baby phoenix was carried by 12 people, and when we looked back at the street where normally we would have seen the World Trade Center, we saw this phoenix rising above the fires, and it was really meaningful and beautiful. And we were happy as artists to be able to do what we can do to heal a city, to bring people together. So it was very, very special.
Last year's parade coincided with the Lesbian and Gay Band Association's annual conference, and for their public performance, they assembled the largest ever LGBT marching band in a parade.
So New York City was the host of the 2008 conference called Deliciously Wicked, and the highlight was marching in the Greenwich Village Halloween parade. It is the largest gay band ever put together in one place in history. It was incredible. There were 250, 260 people all dressed like witches with hats and capes, and it was just incredible.
And the 250 band members came from across the U.S. and Australia.
Miami.
Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
South Beach, Florida. Montgomery, Alabama. Raleigh, North Carolina. Durham, North Carolina.
Cartersville, North Carolina.
Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. New York! New York! New York City! New York City! Manhattan.
Brooklyn, New York.
Jersey City.
Hartsdale, New York.
Rochester, New York.
Boston. Cape Connecticut, Maine. Cleveland, Ohio. St. Louis. Michigan. Lansing, Michigan.
Lansing.
Chicago! Chicago! Minneapolis. Denver.
Denver, Colorado.
Houston. Dallas.
Galveston, Texas.
Los Angeles.
Portland, Oregon. Portland. Seattle.
Seattle, Washington.
Melbourne, Australia.
With New York's theater community as its creative fuel, Halloween in Greenwich Village brings in $60 million tourism dollars every year.
I don't know what we're going to see tonight. I mean, that's part of the beauty of doing this event is you never know what's going to happen. But there have been so many outrageous costumes. It's a warm night. I expect we'll see a lot. I don't have to do anything because you see, this parade is about the individual imagination. This is about New York and what people are thinking about in New York. I have to do very little to keep it fresh because the people keep it fresh. Because tonight you'll see like the mind of New York exploding. You'll see what's on everybody's mind. And what keeps it fresh is that we all are growing and changing and living in this vibrant city. So I have to do very little to keep it fresh. The Richard Simmonses were a great thing in the parade years and years ago. So this year he wrote to me and he said, we're regrouping, we're coming. And so of course we're very happy to see him. They're one of the things that the crowd loves the most. They're wonderful.
And if you want to find out more on the Halloween Parade, you can go to their homepage at halloween-nyc.com. My thanks go to Mark Brand for use of his apartment here, and to Jeanne Fleming, Artistic Director of the Halloween Parade. This is Raymond Donald Hong signing off from New York.
Bye, Raymond.
Bye, Raymond. That sounds like quite an event.
Fun.
And that's it for this month's edition of our program. Next month, Raymond goes off to yet another mystery location, and he's not telling us where he's at again. But before we go, we have this little clip to show.
Are you feeling tired, run down, and listless? Do you poop out at parties? Are you feeling tired, run down, and listless? Do you poop out at parties? Or do you?
Our video is made possible by generous support from viewers like you and volunteers like us.
As always, thank you again for tuning us in. Goodbye, and see you again next month.